Hello GIS students, and thank you for joining me for this afternoon's assembly. It's always so good for me to spend time with you. And if you don't quite know who I am, my name is Mr. Etienne, and thank you for taking the time for this assembly. This is an exciting assembly. This assembly is a whole school assembly, so we have students from EYC watching all the way to students all the way up to year 6. So I would like you to be very patient because the language that I will use, because I want everybody to understand, might sometimes sound a little bit simple for our older students. And then sometimes it might be that the words I'm using is a bit tricky for our younger students. But I'm going to try to use pictures and I'm going to try to explain what I'm saying very clearly so everybody can understand and benefit from this assembly. So before we start, I would like you to take a minute and think about something that you're really grateful for today. Think back of this week. Think about everything that happened and think if there's something that you are really grateful or thankful for that happened. Now I'm going to tell you about something that I'm really grateful for. This actually happened last week and I never had the opportunity to tell people how grateful I was for what happened last week. So last week, our Key Stage 2 students, that means years 3, 4, 5, and 6, had a special day. And this day was a wild day. It is the Wider Interactive Learning Day. And our year 3, 4, 5, and 6 students took part in all kinds of different activities, some of them competitive, some of them not so competitive. Now, there were some glitches. And like the thing with technology, you know, like it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. And last week it didn't go as smooth as we wanted it to go, even though we planned so hard and worked so hard at those activities. Now, the response from the Key Stage 2 students and the emails that I received during a very stressful time where I was sitting here trying to figure out how to fix the problems were overwhelmingly positive and kind. And those kind and positive emails really made me feel so proud to be part of the GIS community. And I want to thank each and every one of our Key Stage 2 students for the fantastic way that you responded to those issues that happened last week. And like I told you in the final email I sent you, we've learned from those mistakes. And the next time that we run an event, the next Wild Day 2, you will know and you will see that we've learned and it's going to be so much better. Now, I know that Ms. Rachel already had an assembly with you, Key Stage 2, this week, in which she shared the winners. So well done to all the winners and also well done to the house that came out top to be our first wild champions ever. So really well done for that. Now, today's assembly is all about creativity, right? Now, what does the word creativity mean? So a lot of the things that I'm going to share with you today is going to show examples of creativity. Now, usually when there's a new word that we introduce and we don't really understand what it means, it's a very good idea to look at the etymology of that word. Now, etymology is another big word. Now, all that means is what is the origin of that word, or where does that word come from? Now, most words actually comes from Latin. And Latin is a language that actually died. Nobody uses that language anymore. Nobody speaks it anymore, but we still study it. And we study it because there are so many of our words in English that originates from Latin. Now, the word on the screen right now, the one that you see here, is pronounced creo. Now, creo is a Latin word that means to create. Now, to create means to make. So you can already see create kind of looks like creative, right? So we say the root of the word creative is most possibly or is definitely create, which means to make. So which means if you see a word and it contains that bit create in it, it has something to do with you make something, right? So you can make a lot of different things. So if the words have let's think of some words that have create as their root. Creative, that I already shared with you. But then we also have words like creativity, which is the noun. So create is the verb because it's something I do. Creative is an adjective because I can describe something using creative. And creativity is the noun that I use to talk about something that was made, right? Or the act of making something, right? Creativity, creative, and create. We can most probably add an adverb there as well, and adverbs usually tell you how you're doing something, and the adverb for create would be creatively. So I creatively did something, that would be the adverb. Right, now it's important that I tell you this, because I want you to think, why is it important to be creative? What does creativity do? And are we all creative? Are you creative? Quickly watch this video, and then after the video we can quickly reflect on this question. Are you creative? Why is creativity important? And then I will move on to sharing some examples of creativity and very creative students in GIS.
When you hear the word creative, you might think of a painter, or a playwright, or an author, or a photographer, or a filmmaker, or a chef. In other words, you might think of people who make things. I think it's what we mean when we use a label like creative type. But there's no such thing as creative type. We are all creative, every one of us. We just need a bigger definition of creativity. Yes, creativity involves making things, but it can also mean mashing up ideas in innovative ways. It can mean thinking differently about data and finding unique solutions to practical problems. It can mean hacking systems and tweaking things in unusual ways. It can mean exploring ideas and navigating information until you become an expert curator. It can mean designing systems that empower the creative work of others. It can mean creating change in the world by speaking truth and leading movements and interacting with people. See, each of these creative approaches shape our world in profound ways. And the more we see the creativity all around us, the more we are able to appreciate the creativity inside ourselves.
Now that video, I think, explains really well why it is important that we are creative. And I also think it answered the question if we are all creative. And the answer to that question is yes, we are all creative. We just need to find the way to develop that creativity within ourselves, right? Because being creative is almost like making sure that your brain gets the exercise that it needs by doing different things. Now, I wonder if we think about our students at GIS, where do we ever get the opportunity to practice and to develop our brains? Right, so I can think of a couple of examples of chances that you have to practice your brain. Now, GIS students engage with their curriculum, and in our curriculum, usually at the end of a topic or a unit, you have an opportunity to show what you've learned. And you can show that in all different kinds of ways, right? So you can be, maybe the most common one when we think about creativity is to be able to make something, because I just told you that the root of the word creative and creativity is to create something, and create is the same as make, right? Just like this one. Now, if you can make something, another way to show that you are creative is by usually performing, right? Performing means maybe in drama, or you're acting on in a video, or you play an instrument, or you sing. Those are different kinds of ways that you can show your creativity through performance. Now, there are other ways. In the video, they also talked about sometimes people use their creativity to solve a problem, right? So people who are creative are better at problem solving because they can think of all different kinds of ideas to solve a problem that nobody else has ever thought about. And that's where that learner skill of think differently comes in, because think differently, which is one of our 5 learner skills, helps us to develop that skill to be thinking outside of the box, right? So these are some of them. That one we looked at: think differently, problem solving, and then finally, and I think this is a really important one that they mentioned, is sometimes when you want to make a difference in the world and there's some issue that you feel very strongly about, you need to think of creative ways to get people's attention. And in our curriculum, we call that advocate a cause. So if you advocate a cause, you need to think, how do I get people's attention to this topic or this issue that I feel so strongly about, so that they can change their behavior and we can make a difference in the world. Right, so those are all the different ways in which you learn at GIS to be creative, right? And now that you know why it is important to be creative, maybe you'll pay more attention to these different aspects of our curriculum. Now, let's move on, and I would like to show you some fantastic creative posters that some of our students made for Malaysia Day. And you remember there was a competition and you could design a poster showing what you like about Malaysia. So let's quickly watch this video in which the winners will be announced. To the winners of that poster competition, they are absolutely fantastic. Now, I remember the other students, you had a challenge to make a video in which you explained why you liked Malaysia, or why you loved Malaysia, or what did you like about Malaysia. So, fantastic videos, and using the host language or our Malaysian language to tell us why you like Malaysia so much, or what you like about Malaysia. So fantastic. Let's quickly look at those, and then the winners will be announced in this video as well. So congratulations to all the winners.
Saya anak Malaysia, saya anak Malaysia. Nama saya Urja Pancamya. Saya dari Chancellor House. Saya suka Malaysia karena banyak sebab. Saya suka makan nasi lemak. Saya suka melawat ke banyak tempat seperti Pulau Pinang, Langkawi dan Genting Highlands. Saya suka bermain Chapte dan Batu Seremban. Selamat Hari Malaysia. Terima kasih. Hai, nama saya Benek. Selamat Hari Merdeka dan selamat Hari Malaysia. Saya sayang Malaysia kerana makan sini sudah banyak makanan banyak tempat cantik di Malaysia dan cuaca baik. Terima kasih dan jumpa lagi. Bye-bye. Saya Shahana. Saya anak Malaysia dan saya sayang Malaysia.
Wow, Shahana, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a cheongsam and this is for Chinese New Year. Kong Si Fa Chai. I'm wearing a putu and this is for Diwali. And did you see my clip? They're made out of batik.
And what do you wear batik for?
We wear batik for Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya.
So what are you wearing, Shahana?
I'm waving a Malaysian flag.
And it is Jalur Gemilang.
And it is Jalur Gemilang. Hai, nama saya Sita Mina. Selamat Hari Malaysia. Saya sayang Malaysia kerana makanan yang sedap. Saya suka cucikan peluang Langkawi bersama keluarga Malaysia. Ada banyak tempat untuk bercuti. Saya sayang Malaysia. Selamat Malaysia. Nama saya Raja Shin. Saya sayang Malaysia dan tanah ayahku. Selamat Hari Malaysia.
All right, well done. Malaysia Day, we had fantastic celebrations. And I know that Miss Rachel also had a house competition happening. And you had a race around Malaysia in which you had to answer some questions about Malaysia. So the winners will be announced in this video with Miss Rachel.
Hello boys and girls, good afternoon and welcome to your house roundup for the week. Now, today's house roundup is an exciting one. It is the results of the race across Malaysia. So today we're going to get a breakdown. We're going to find out the answers from week 4 questions. We're going to find out the total distances each house has travelled, along with the overall top 5 performers from teachers, students, parents, and then overall scores and positions. Okay, there's a lot. It is the announcement of the year so far. So are we ready for it? Let's first start with our week 4 answers from the questions. So week 4 questions. You was asked, what is the highest point in Malaysia? Now it is Mount Kinabalu. Now lots of you started to email me with the highest point within just mainland, so Peninsular Malaysia, but we're talking about Malaysia and all that it encompasses, and it's actually Mount Kinabalu. And then I also asked you, how high is it? And it's 4,095 meters or 13,435 feet. So well done to everybody who had got that correct. And let's look at just where the placings were on these questions, okay? So it's just these questions, the next slide. So from the results from the week 4 questions, well done this week, Sultan. You got the top of the leaderboard in the most questions that were answered correctly. We had Crest and Chancellor in joint 2nd position, and then Queen in 3rd position. So well done. Now let's get on to the nitty-gritty stuff. Now let's find out how we've got on in total out of those 4 weeks. We're going to start first with the teachers. So out of the 4 weeks, who were our top performing teachers and which house were they from? So, big round of applause. Look at our top teachers. What a fantastic effort they made. We've got Mr. King in 5th place with 148 kilometres. That's Chancellor there, those extra points. We've got Coach Jose from Crest, 149 kilometres. And wow, Sultan, you have some fantastic teachers in your house. Look, you've got top 3. You've got Miss Burke, Miss Tiffany, and Mr. Bastin. Look at all those kilometres. So, big round of applause. So, all those teachers have earned you some extra bonus house points. Now, let's find out overall top performers from pupils. If you've been aiming for this, get those fingers crossed. Have you come on the top 5 throughout the month? So here we go. Well done. Look at these top 5 performers. We've got in 5th place from Sultan, we have Ruhan with 207.3 kilometres. 4th place from Chancellor, we have Rudra with 254 kilometres. These are huge. Ollie from Queen in 3rd place was 312.52 kilometres. Then we have Arush, one of our house captains, flying the flag for you, Queen, there with 314 kilometres. And then look at this massive score at the top. Sultan, again, this is one of your house captains, Shayna with a huge 588.2 kilometres. Top performing, our 5 top performing pupils in the school over the 4 weeks. Well done. What fantastic results. Another round of applause needs to be given. That is absolutely amazing. So well done. Now, boys and girls, if your parents are around and they've taken part, call them over. Now we're going to go into our parent shout out for the overall top performers out of all of our parents. And I've handed some bonus points for these as well, because with all the amazing work, with them helping you out, I thought, how can I not hand bonus house points out to the parents? So all these parents here have got some bonus house points for their help and support for you to the houses and our challenge. So here we go, our top 5 performing parents. We have Priya in 5th place, representing Chancellor, 152.5 kilometres. And Mia in Chancellor, 163 kilometres. Filippo with Queen, 207 kilometres. Oh, it's a Queen swipe at the top. We have Swetha from Queen as well, 369 kilometres. Yubin from Queen, 391 kilometres. I don't know if you've noticed something, boys and girls, but look, our top 2 parents here, also if we go back, they're here with Arush. So I wonder were they all going out with one another when they could, working together as a family, getting those kilometres going? So parents, well done. And this isn't just to the parents who are made our top 5, this is to all the parents who have helped out as well. Fantastic, well done. So now let's start seeing some positions with your houses overall as well. So in the next slide, you're going to find your positions in the most kilometres, okay? First place with the most kilometres scores 100 house points, with then 4th place scoring 40 house points, okay? So, and we go down in 20s. So let's see, where did your house come overall? Drum roll first. See? Well done, everybody. So this is your total distance travelled. Queen, you have absolutely smashed our distance that we needed to do of 2,405 kilometres. Wow, 5,138.6 kilometres. That is outstanding. Well done. Also, well done to Sultan and Chancellor. You've gone above our set kilometres. And Crest, you were so close. You were so close. But well done on all your efforts. Fantastic scores, boys and girls. I am blown away. And just think, if you combine all of those scores, the amount you have cycled, ran, or walked in the last 4 weeks is just outstanding. So well done, everybody. Fantastic results. Next up, we're now going to put all those bonus points together. Okay, so those bonus points, what we've seen, let's see where we stand. So bonus points, what we've got 4th place, we've got Crest with 43 house points. 3rd place, Queen with 67 house points. 2nd with 72 house points, it's Sultan. And 1st with 78 house points, it is Chancellor. And this is combined bonus house points, okay? So it goes from what the top performers have done along with those questions each week as well. So this has been combined out of all of it. So well done. It's getting close between those top 2 spots now, isn't it? So cross those fingers, everybody, because now it is time to find out the totals of everything. So this is your top performers bonus points, your weekly questions, and then the overall finishing places. So now all of it is combined. So drum roll, please. 4th place. Crest. Well done, Crest. You are in 4th place. Next drum roll. We have Chancellor in 3rd place. So well done, Chancellor. You are in 3rd place overall. So 2nd and 1st comes down to Queen and Sultan. If you are in Queen and Sultan, cross those fingers. Who's going to come 1st? Who's going to come 2nd? Let's see. 2nd place is Sultan. Well done, Sultan, which means our top spot in the race across Malaysia goes to Queen. Well done. And well done to everybody. Like I said, it has been an absolute fantastic effort. We have gone above and beyond what we achieved last year. And that's every house. Every house has achieved more than what they did last year. We've had more people taking part, more pupils, more teachers, more parents. So just well done, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed getting out and about and earning those house points. Now, stay tuned. Next week, myself and the house captains will be bringing you 2 new competitions. Yeah, not 1, but 2 new competitions. So make sure you're here in Assembly next week to find out what you can do next to earn your house points. Okay. Once again, well done, Queen. You have won the race across Malaysia. Well done to everybody who has taken part. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you all next week. Bye.
Right, how exciting. I told you there were so many things that I wanted to share with you in this assembly. And now the final thing is also pretty exciting. And that is something very creative, where you will have an opportunity to show your creativity and create all different kinds of things. I think some of you already started actually, because it's all about the month of October, in which we celebrate October. And next week is the big draw.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So Ms. Cassidy and I are here to talk about some exciting art things that are happening not only this month, but something special happening this week, actually.
Yeah, so we've both been very excited all week because we have been on Padlet and Google Classroom and seeing amazing drawings for October. So lots of you have committed to doing your drawing every single day, and we're really happy with that. So keep it up and keep going. But our Arttober is a drawing challenge, but it's also a part of a much bigger project that Ms. P is going to tell us about.
Yes, so Arttober is one part of this big event that we call the Big Draw. You might have seen these words popping up somewhere before. And the Big Draw is a festival that celebrates, well, drawing. But it's not just something we do at GIS. It's a festival that happens around the world in schools and museums with artists, with adults, with children. And it's just where we take some time and celebrate drawing through unique projects, unique activities, and there's a theme every year. And so this year at GIS, we are going to be celebrating the Big Draw the 11th through the 15th of October, which is next week. And that means we have some special activities in our art lessons that we're really excited about. We have some after-school workshops that many of you have signed up for, and you might actually be doing some drawing and some cool things outside of class. But we'll give you some hints about what's going to be happening in the art room next week.
Excellent. So the theme is Make the Change, and I know already Year 3 have been thinking lots. We have a good idea about what we'd like to change, and you are going to carry on doing more fantastic drawing and painting, and you're working together. You're making a collaborative artwork, which is really, really exciting. And Year 5 as well, thinking about them important changes that you would like to make and how you can communicate them through your artwork. And you're going to be drawing digitally as well, which is really, really exciting. And Year 1 and 2, you need to watch this space for lots of exciting drawing activities with your teacher and some videos as well.
Yes, and Year 4, Ms. Cassidy talked a little bit about collaboration in the Year 3 class, and many of our Year 4s are actually going to be collaborating with Year 3 to make a much bigger piece of artwork, getting people to think about ways that they can make change in the environment and in the ocean specifically. So we're really looking forward to collaborating with the Year 3s on that. And Year 6, you are going to take some of that stop motion expertise that you have, and we're going to look at ways that we can create a stop motion drawing to get people thinking about ways that they can change their mind about different topics. And you're really going to explore which topics mean the most to you that you would like to share with somebody else. But lots of brilliant things going on. One last part of the Big Draw that you can do next week. Normally at school we keep our backgrounds quite empty on Zoom, right? But it's the Big Draw, so why not celebrate drawing through our Zoom backgrounds? And we're going to present a Zoom background drawing challenge. So this is optional. You don't have to do it, but you can. And after this assembly, you're going to get an email that's going to have slides showing you how you can participate in this challenge. But it's open to all 3, 4, 5, and 6 students. And you can create a drawn Zoom background that relates to our learning. And you can use that all next week. And you can share it on Padlet to earn some extra house points. So check your emails after this assembly. But we just want to let you know this exciting thing is coming next week. We're really, really looking forward to it and really looking forward to drawing together.
Okay, thank you everybody. See you all next week. Bye everyone.
Now, thank you so much for listening to me in this assembly and everybody else who spoke. Remember to count the number of times that I use the word creativity, create, and also creative, including the 3 I just used. And let Miss Rachel know how many times you heard that. Remember, it's not in the videos, it's not anybody else, it's only when I said it. So those are the words that you count, right? So you can always go back and watch this assembly again and count very carefully and let Miss Rachel know. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you have a very creative week next week. Bye-bye.